Alright, so I'm back for another Dragon Ball Super review here. Now, the first thing I want to address, yes, I am several episodes behind. I'm actually probably going to catch up today, do a couple reviews, catch up, because I'm going to be doing a review for episode 112 today, A Saiyan's Vow, Vegeta's Resolution, and there's two more episodes after this that I want to do a review and catch up on before this weekend's episode of Dragon Ball Super. Now, the reason that I kind of fallen off this a little bit is because I keep getting hit with copyright strikes. It was annoying me. I didn't want to let it bother me. I have noticed that a lot of other people have been having problems. Now I'm seeing that it looks like Geekdom is talking about there being a fake Toei Animation YouTube channel out there that's just putting copyright strikes and shit on us. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just jump back in. Let's get these reviews going. For episode 112, 113, and 114, I'll probably move a little quicker than I usually would through these, just, kind of to prepare for Saturday night. I'll probably just hit a lot of the main key points, especially when I do these reviews. Typically, I do like to do them like the night Dragon Ball Super airs. I'll watch it. I always wait for Crunchyroll to have the official subs, and then I kind of cross-reference that with Herms and them, because Crunchyroll oftentimes does make mistakes, and Herms is always kind of like a fact checker. I love Herms, by the way. Definitely everyone should go follow him. But what I'll also do is I'll watch it on Crunchyroll. I'll wait, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes, kind of gather my thoughts about the episode. Then I'll hop on Twitter and see what everyone is bitching about. Because every time a new episode of Dragon Ball Super comes out now, people are bitching non-stop. Some things are definitely justified. It's just, there's moments of the show that are poorly written is fine. I do think it's a good way to describe it. But we've reached a point where people are just bitching to bitch. I don't know, they're trying to look cool, they're trying to look smart, I don't know. So I like to see what people are complaining about on Twitter, and then mention it in my review as to why it's usually fucking stupid. And we will be getting to that upcoming in some of these episodes. Now, this episode in particular, episode 112, right? I actually like this episode a lot. A lot. A lot of the people that I follow kind of check their opinions for Dragon Ball Super. I know a lot of them felt this way about this episode as well, episode 112. It was written by Toshio, one of the writers for Dragon Ball Super. He seems to understand the characters a lot better than some other writers on the show do. In particular, Vegeta, I feel like Vegeta acts more so in line with his character development at the end of Dragon Ball Z. In these Toshio written episodes. So I did think this episode was, fantastic. I'll just be real. I really, really like this episode. I guess let's just jump in. Let's just catch some of the key points and get going here. So the first notable thing that happens in this episode is it kind of opens up. We get a shot of each of the various universes. We see how the angels and the gods are kind of, what their, I don't want to say their attitude or their mood, but kind of more their facial expression is at the current events, because this is just after Hit has been defeated by Jiren. Obviously, Jiren has started meditating, and the Daishinkan has, changed the sky from the, blackish void to, this weird green tint. I still think I prefer the blackish void look of the Term of Power more than this greenish tint, but whatever, it is what it is. Now, Goku, of course, is still badly worn out from his fight with Jiren, and so the Universe 3 robots converge on Goku and begin to attack him to try and finish him off before he's able to recover or anything along those lines. Now, we do see that Gohan and Piccolo are still fighting the Universe 6 and the Mechians, and it's funny. I actually saw a lot of memes about this that did make me laugh a lot. Because Goku is getting kind of fucked up by the robots. And Piccolo was like, oh shit, is that Sun over there getting sunned right now? Gohan, get over there and help him. And Gohan just stands there and smiles and says, he's like, nah, B, father's fine, man. He's all good. And I saw people on Twitter, they take that shot of Piccolo being like, oh, is that son? Gohan, go help him. And then the camera cuts over to Gohan, and like it goes black and white, and it just shows when Cell was like had Gohan in a bear hug and was like crushing his bones, and Goku was just standing there smiling. And then the scene finishes, and Gohan is like, nah, I think he'll be okay, Piccolo. Like that was killing me. I did really enjoy that part. Now, after this, we get a shot of Caulifla and Kale. Now, Kale is a bit frightened by Jiren. Obviously, Jiren is like fucking godly compared to everyone else. And Caulifla mentions that, because Kale's like, oh, aren't you scared, sis? Aren't you scared, Oni-san? Yeah, people still think, I swear, people still think they're actually sisters, and that blows my fucking mind. But Kale basically says, like, Caulifla, aren't you scared? And then Caulifla's like, fuck yeah, I'm scared of my infinite potential. And I was like, yes, that is my girl right there. I love Caulifla. Oh, don't worry. We'll be talking a lot about Caulifla soon, because let's just say people are not reacting well to Caulifla and Kale in Dragon Ball Super anymore. I'll just leave it at that. So, MONNA from Universe 4 shows up to take down Caulifla and Kale. Now, Caulifla is like, oh, hell yeah, let's go. And Cabba actually flies in. Now, this scene is actually very interesting, and watching this scene right here, with context of what follows in the next couple episodes, this scene actually is more important and is a lot better in hindsight. Basically, Cabba insists that he will fight MONNA, and that Caulifla and Kale need to get out of there and continue to recover their energy. And like Cabba is like, again, really insisting, and he does kind of like get up and he starts kind of squaring up with MONNA a little bit. And Caulifla like finally relents and allows Cabba to do the fight. And Cabba actually mentions, or he thinks it to himself, that, Caulifla and Kale are Universe 6's secret weapon to winning in the Tournament of Power. Now, again, this is something we'll get to in a later episode review. I'll bring this point up again. But also, at this point, I would like to remind everyone how out of character it was for Hit in the previous episode, episode 111, while he was fighting Jiren. Remember, Hit had Jiren trapped like in his time skip, and called down to Cabba, Caulifla, and Kale, and was telling them, hey, y'all need to go win for Universe 6. I got this here. And, like, Champa and Vados mentioned, like, how out of character this was for Hit. And it's like, oh, did Hit know that Kale and Caulifla were, in fact, Universe 6's secret weapon? Because it most certainly does appear that way, that they're all in on a little secret, again, which we will talk about in the future. Now, MONNA basically then proceeds to body Cabba. And yes, motherfuckers, it is pronounced Cabba. That's what the fuck they say in the show. That drives me crazy. The only thing that bothers me when people comment is when the anime names, like, y'all gotta relax with correcting people on anime names, bruh. That's why Kabuki, like, doesn't say Utakata. I don't know what the English way to say it is. Utakata? Is that how they say it in the English dub? I don't know, because I watched the Japanese version of Naruto, the original Naruto, where they say Utakata. That's what he's called in the Japanese version. And I know people get on Kabuki about that shit too, so that's why he'll be like, alright, now Uratagaga is gonna attack. Like, he intentionally is playing around. They say Cabba in the show. Why do people tell me I'm saying Cabba wrong when what they say is Cabba? What? Anyway, MONNA bodies Cabba. He gets tossed out. Everyone is in, like, sheer disappointment. Like, wow, this motherfucker jumped up in front of Kale and Caulifla and was like, get out of here. I'll take care of this. And then he gets just disintegrated in seconds. But Vegeta actually jumps down and kind of grabs Cabba before he falls off of the ring. Now, Vegeta tosses Cabba back up. MONNA is like, oh, hey, don't interfere. And I love it because just to prove exactly how much fodder MONNA is, Vegeta basically just like big bang attacks her the fuck out of here. And then he has a little conversation with Cabba, which should be setting up, I don't want to say the next arc, but it should be setting up a future arc. Otherwise, at this point, it's just going to be bad writing. But Vegeta tells Cabba, like, listen, you can't lose here. Not after you made that promise to me. And it's cool because he kind of knees Cabba in the stomach too, and it's like, all right, bitch boy, it's time to really get stronger. And Cabba does mention, like, well, promise? Well, what did I promise to you? And we get a flashback of the Universe 6 vs. 7 tournament where Cabba mentioned planet, Sadala, Planet Salad. I might as well just call it Planet Salad. Obviously, that's what's meant to be. And, they have that proud king there who Cabba says is very similar to Vegeta, and Vegeta wants to go and meet him and see Planet Salad. Now, Cabba kind of gets, like, sad at this point and, like, mentions, like, well, I mean, shit, one of our two universes is going to get erased after this. I can't keep that promise anymore. And Vegeta says, you don't need to worry about all that, because when I win, I'm going to use the Super Dragon Balls to resurrect your universe. And then Cabba is like, oh, cool, so I'll do the same if we win. And I love it because Vegeta's like, no, motherfucker, I'm winning the damn tournament. But this is what I was talking about with Toshio, like, understanding Vegeta's character more. Because, like, Vegeta comes in and is very stern with Cabba, right? Like, he saves him, and Cabba's like, oh, Shisho, thank you so much. And Vegeta's just like, boy! And hits him with that knee straight to his stomach. Stands him up and says, now come on, son. You are a Saiyan. You can't be disrespecting my name out here by getting beat by this fodder, which MONNA is. Like, let's go. We made this promise. I'm being developed as a character, Cabba. Don't let my character development down right now, Biznatch. And so, like, this whole scene I really like. But at the same time, at this point, they have to go to Planet Salad because they're mentioning it so much. They're talking about it so much. They're building up Kale and Caulifla so much. Universe 6 so much. Like, if they don't follow through with this, at that point, it's literally just bad writing. Like, if they would not, like, follow up on all this. It's just completely, they're making this big plot thread, and then they would just discard it. Like, it would be terrible if they did that. So, they definitely do have to visit that planet at some point now. So, Vegeta flies off, and MONNA comes back in after being knocked back by Vegeta's Big Bang, or, he doesn't really call it the Big Bang, but it kind of, it's almost more, it's like a yellow version of, like, Vegito's Big Bang. It's interesting, whatever. But MONNA comes in and starts shit-talking Vegeta, shit-talking Kale and Caulifla, and saying, telling Cabba, like, I'm about to beat your ass, and then I'm going to beat that coward who just ran away, and then those girls are about to catch these hands as well. And Cabba gets mad, and it builds up, and Cabba actually goes Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, which was cool. I definitely did like to see that. MONNA, like, kind of does her, like, rolling ball attack at Cabba one more time, except this time, Cabba shoots what appears to possibly be the final flash at MONNA, and knocks MONNA out, and MONNA is defeated, which is pretty cool. Now, the next scene, I've been talking, if y'all, want to go back and watch some of my previous Dragon Ball Super reviews, that's fine, see what I'm talking about. But I've been talking about this for a while now, how in the Tournament of Power, one mistake that was made is, like, how little is kind of going on at the same time that we're aware of, and how, like, there would be these episodes where there's not, like, big, heavy, like, I don't want to call it drama, but there's not, like, really a big fight going on. Like, I mentioned that, basically in episode 1 of the Tournament of Power, like, Vegeta or some big fight with big characters should have started and been taking place in the background during a lot of these episodes. Well, finally, Dragon Ball Super does indeed do that. Vegeta is impressed with Cabba. He's like, all right, good shit, good show, kid. And then he's like, all right, Jiren, this motherfucker thinks he's just going to sit there and meditate all day. Nah, he's about to catch the Prince of All Saiyans' hands right now. And Topo jumps in and says, nope, you're fighting me. And this is a great moment because Vegeta is like, what? I'm not interested in the second fiddle. And Topo's like, dummy, isn't that what you are? And Vegeta's like, oh, hell no. And he goes, it's great because he instantly just goes Super Saiyan Blue and charges. And it's like, oh, shit. Vegeta versus Topo, that is a fight I personally absolutely do want to see. So Vegeta and Topo fly at each other, they clash with punches, and then it skips over to Cabba, who's kind of walking forward, and then Frieza appears in front of him. Now, Frieza had been, listening in to Vegeta and Cabba's conversation, and so he shows up to fuck Cabba up. Now, he basically mushes Cabba against the rocks, and is like, alright, I'm about to kill you, because I hate Saiyans, and then I'm gonna go fuck up the Saiyan girls, too. Cabba goes Super Saiyan 2, shoots a Gallic gun at Frieza. Now, this surprised me. Frieza actually goes Golden Frieza to tank it, and then kind of starts doing, death beam torture to Cabba, and it's like, alright, you can go ahead and give up now, Cabba, and Cabba's like, no, I refuse, and, he stands up to try and fight Frieza more, and Frieza is just like, alright, I'm done with this, and, shoots a death beam and knocks him off. Now, I was actually surprised that Frieza went all the way to Golden to take down Cabba, because I do not think that was necessary. I don't think Frieza had to go Golden Frieza to take down Cabba at all, but Cabba gets defeated, and then we see, Frick, kind of does a sinister shot for Frieza, and he mentions that he's going to get the Super Dragon Balls and, take control of the gods. And I'm going to tell y'all flat out right fucking now, I want that to happen. Yes. Frieza being in the Tournament of Power it has been so wonderfully done at this point. That is exactly what I want to happen. I want Frieza to get that wish, create tension for the next arc. I don't know if he makes us a Daishinkan as his servant or some shit, and then, they gotta take down Frieza, but they gotta get through the Daishinkan, because everyone's like, oh yeah, the Daishinkan is evil. Well, what if, Frieza uses the Super Dragon Balls to make him his slave or servant, and then, the being with, invincible battle power or whatever, in the manga, what do they say? He's top 5, and then in the anime, they say, nah, B, he's straight up number 1. I would like to see them have to fight him somehow, and if Frieza uses the Super Dragon Ball, it's like, bam, boom. Listen, I'm doing Dragon Ball Super's job for it. Tell me that would not be fucking fire. Now, I know people might be sick of Frieza. I was one of them, but it's like, shit, we're already here. We brought Frieza back. Let's just keep going. Whatever. Frieza's just a villain forever in Dragon Ball. I'm all cool with it. Regardless, loving Frieza. Now, the last scene that we see of this episode is Goku is, battling these robot fuckers from Universe 3. Vegeta's still battling Topo. And Goku and Vegeta end up near each other, and Goku kind of, jumps over to Vegeta, and they end up back to back. And Vegeta kind of is what's going on there, Kakarot? You're having a little trouble with trash. And Goku mentions this line, which apparently went straight over everyone's head who saw this episode, or most people. He says, I'm fighting while I'm waiting to recover. So Goku is conserving, I don't want to say conserving stamina, but he's building his power back up while he's fighting. Now, if you want to say that's BS, sure. But, remember we did see Super Saiyan God back in the Goku vs. Beerus fight, do, some kind of healing power. So, I don't know. Shit is just wild. Regardless, though, Goku does mention, oh, it sucks that Cabba lost, and Vegeta's like, nah, that doesn't matter, because I'm gonna win, so everything will be all good. And then, Goku's like, I got it, and Vegeta's like, the Saiyans will live on, and Goku is like, hell yeah. Then Vegeta goes off to fight Topo more, and Goku goes to fight the robots. But, as Goku's gonna go fight the robots more, Caulifla jumps in, basically destroys them all, knocks them the fuck away. They're not, actually wrung out, but she basically, banishes them to the other side of the ring. She goes Super Saiyan 2. She says, thanks to Cabba, my power is fully restored. Goku, let's fight. And that's how the episode ends, with Caulifla and Goku about to do battle again. Overall, I would say this is a very good episode. Well written. The characters were, they were just, they made sense with what they were doing. They weren't, out of character, sometimes happens in Dragon Ball Super. Very good episode. In the next episode, Goku vs. Caulifla, you best believe that is a good one as well.